Chosen one, listen to me and listen with your spirit. What I'm about to say is not just for you. This is a divine message that carries the weight of heaven behind it, and it's going to shake something deep in your soul. God said, this isn't just your breakthrough, it's your family's too. Yes, your entire bloodline is about to shift because of your obedience, your faith, and your calling. This is not a coincidence. This moment is prophetic. If you are watching this right now, it's because God handpicked you to be the generational curse breaker. And now, the blessing is spilling over. This is urgent. Do not scroll. Do not click away. You are about to step into something that will transform your entire household. The pain, the delay, the confusion your family has faced, it ends with you. But you must understand the power of what's happening. You must know how to walk in it. And you need to tell them. Yes, tell your family right now. Before we go any further, pause this video and do 3 things right now, because this is not just content, it's a spiritual activation. Hit that like button, it's not for vanity, it's agreement. Subscribe, because what's coming next will build you up week by week. Comment the number 99 below. That number represents divine alignment. And when you comment it, you are sending a signal to heaven that says, I received this for my family. Listen to me, the enemy hoped you wouldn't hear this. The enemy hoped you'd stay silent. But God is speaking through this moment to say, tell your family, they're part of this too. Their healing, their peace, their blessing, it's already in motion. If you are truly a chosen one, you will feel it in your spirit right now. You were born for this. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because what I'm about to reveal next will unlock the final step, the step that moves this word from prophecy to reality. But if you click off early, you might miss the part that makes everything make sense. Let's go deep. Right now you, chosen one, are not just walking into. You are the key to your family's financial resurrection. When God places favor on your hands, it's never just for you, it's for the entire tree. Not just the branch. As your income shifts, as blessings overflow in your direction, they're going to spill over onto your blood. This isn't about a paycheck. This is a prophetic flow of provision that breaks cycles of lack and scarcity. For too long, your family has struggled, bills unpaid, dreams delayed. But now, the divine signal has been sent. The curse is being reversed. God is giving you divine strategies, ideas, partnerships, and supernatural insight that will turn your pain into prosperity. This isn't random, it's restoration. The sleepless nights weren't in vain. They were the price for what's coming, and now it's payback time. Don't hold back as you elevate. Bring your family into wisdom. Teach them steward. Create foundations. Invest in generational knowledge. This wealth isn't a blessing unless it's sustained and you are the gateway, and once that gate opens, no enemy, no poverty spirit, no system can close it again. You weren't born to stay. God is placing a divine spotlight on your name, and what happens to you will elevate your entire household. Promotions are being orchestrated in silence, but they're about to become public reality. When you rise, you carry your family's story. That's not pressure, that's prophecy. And your ancestors fought battles so you could sit in rooms they could only dream about. But listen, you're not just going to be in those rooms, you're going to run them. And when you do, your family's name will no longer be associated with struggle, but with excellence, brilliance, and victory. Your elevation will rewrite your family. This isn't just about titles or recognition, it's about influence. And as you get promoted in your career, your calling, and your character, your siblings, your cousins will start to believe that promotion is their birthright too. Your breakthrough is not individual, it's ancestral. Elevation is contagious when it starts in obedience. The days of depending on one source of income are over. God is releasing multiple streams of abundance, and each one has your family's name written in the O. Get ready for unexpected contracts, creative ideas, side hustles that explode into empires, and doors you didn't even knock on. This isn't normal income, this is kingdom money. You've been praying for stability, now God is sending sustain. But He's also sending scale. 1 stream will bless your house, 5 streams will bless your lineage. The skills you've been developing silently are about to make loud act. God is turning your hobbies into what used to be just survival will now become serve. Teach your family about wealth, about building, about action. Don't just feed them, teach them to fish, invest, and own. When these streams open, they're not for consumption alone, they're for the construction of a future, of a name, of sea. Your financial mind is becoming a family tree. Let me be crystal clear, poverty is not just a financial issue, it's a spiritual condition, passed down through fear, doubt, and elation. But guess what? Your faith is violent. It breaks it, dismantles it. And today, not next year, not when it feels easy today, your bold, radical faith is severing that generation. You are walking in belief your family never had the love for. You are declaring prosperity while the world around you still screams struggle. But that's the power of one. You see what others were too afraid of. And by choosing to believe differently, you're birthing a new family destiny. Courage to trust God in the unknown is unlocking a chain reaction. Your belief is contagious. Your obedience is warfare. Don't back down now. Every time you tithe, invest, plan, dream, you are stomping on the lies poverty told your family for generations. Faith is the most powerful inheritance you can pass down. There's healing coming not just to your bank account, but to the broken minds, tired bodies, and wounded hearts in your family. God is targeting trauma. Emotional burdens that were passed down like family recipes are being burned at the altar of surrender. You will be the testimony of a healed family. Mental illness, generational anxiety, cycles of depression, they end with you. Why? Because you dared to go to therapy. You dared to pray out loud. You dared to break silence and call out dysfunction. And God is honoring that bravery with breakthrough. The medication isn't shameful, it's part of the healing. The boundary isn't cruel, it's part of the cure. You're going to see your parents laugh again, your siblings forgive again, your kids dream again. This is total body healing spiritually, emotionally, and physically. You are the bridge, and as you walk across it, healing flows in both directions, backward to ancestors, and forward to descendants. Not everyone in your family has your heart, and that's okay. God is revealing who was sent to grow with you, and who was assigned to slow you down. There will be some hard reveals. The masks will fall, but don't grieve the loss, celebrate the clarity. Toxicity in families hides behind phrases like "that's just how they are," or "blood is thicker than water." But God says, "I am the refiner of bloodlines." He's not just healing, he's cleansing. You don't have to stay connected to pain just because it shares your DNA. Freedom requires boundaries, and as God removes, He replaces. He will send spiritual family, friends, mentors, soul connections that carry what you need and honor that you are. Stay strong. Don't beg for loyalty from those who are only meant to be lessened. What God is building through you can't afford to be poisoned. Some of the deepest wounds in your life weren't from strangers, they were from family. But hear this clearly. God is not just the God of restoration, He's also the God of replacement. Those who wounded you may not change, but peace will find you, and that peace, it's sacred. Some of your relationships will be healed, and you'll witness what looked impossible finally become whole. But others will be divinely severed, not because you're bitter, but because you're becoming better. You are no longer available for the dysfunction that wants to find your dynamic. God is upgrading your peace, even if it means downgrading your contact list. There is beauty in both reconciliation and relief. Don't confuse emotional chaos with the presence of peace is a sign that you're in alignment with Him. As God moves in your family, He will bring back what was lost, restore what was broken, and give you the discernment to know who belongs in your next chapter. You've been the spiritual anchor. You've fasted, cried, but now the baton is being passed. Your obedience is unlocking spiritual sensitivity in your children, your siblings, your cousins. The same God that speaks to you will begin to whisper in their hearts. No more spiritual disconnect. Your family is stepping into a light. You won't have to carry the weight alone, because they're about to hear His voice for themselves. Dreams, visions, divine encounters, they are being released. Even don't be surprised when the ones you thought were far from God come running with revelation. You're building a spiritually intelligent household where purpose is truth, and prayer isn't a last resort, but a first response. And when every member of your family begins to walk in their voice, the enemy has no entry point. God is raising a prophetic family army, and it started with you. Every secret sin, every hidden soul, every unspoken addiction that has plagued your bloodline is meeting its expiration date right now, not tomorrow, not when they finally hit rock bottom right now. God is breaking the chains behind closed doors, because He knows the war you've been fighting in silence. Pornography, alcoholism, drug use, emotional manipulation, people-pleasing, food addiction, these aren't just bad habits, they're generational traps. And because you said yes to deliverance, it's not just your freedom that's being activated, it's your family who. Your deliverance has created a ripple that can't be. Don't just pray about it, declare it. Speak over your house, lay hands on them. Anoint children. Intercede with holy air. The stronghold ends with you. No more secrets destroying generations. God is lighting a match under the lies, and truth is rising like. Freedom is not coming, it's already here. Your last name has been dragged mud. Maybe your parent named. Maybe past mistakes left your name vain. But that now, God is redeeming name. The dishonor stops with you, and the legacy of excellence starts with you. Where they saw scandal, they'll now see stability. Where they heard whispers of disgrace, they'll now hear testimonies of this. God is placing your family name on a platform, not for ego, but for action. It's a revival of reputation, a divine ending. And when people speak your last name, they'll associate it with favor, wisdom, and dignity. Let this settle. You are the bridge between what was and what will be. Your children will inherit not just your assets, but your anointing. They will never have to heal from the trauma you had come. You are the living proof that God can resurrect names, rewrite stories, and restore what once looked hopeless. Purpose is not just for pastors or prophets. Purpose is your birthright, and because you activate yours, God is calling your whole family heirs. Your movement toward purpose has created a divine domino effect is in motion. Others in your bloodline are now waking up from spiritual slumber. Your calling was never meant to isolate you. It was meant to ignite others. Your passion is permission. Your purpose is a prophetic push. As you move in your calling, whether as a creator, healer, teacher, or leader, your family starts to recognize their own divine assignment. That's why your obedience matters so much. The family business isn't just natural, it's spiritual. God is raising a purpose-driven generation, and you are the blueprint. Your legacy will not be "we survived." Your legacy will be "we thrived, we served, we impacted, and we changed the world." You are not just a chosen one, you are a chosen vessel for generational mission. God is not just moving you spiritually, He's moving you geographically. New environments are being prepared for your family's next chapter. Your zip code is about to shift, not because you're escaping, but because God is upgrading your surroundings to match your destiny. The places you were raised in can't contain the calling you now carry. God is not only preparing new homes, He's preparing atmospheres that align with peace, growth, and creativity. The trauma of cramped living, unsafe neighborhoods, and tension households is being traded for sanctified space. Start packing in faith. Vision board, that dream location. Look at properties, even if you don't yet have the funds. God is working behind the scenes, moving hearts, releasing finances, and aligning divine appointments. Where you're headed, your family will flourish. New home, new hope, new horizon. Let this hit your spirit. You are the deliverer, the Moses of your generation, the Esther of your house. You were not born to blend in, you were born to break out and lead others with you. Your story has weight because your mission has. You've walked through fire, so your family doesn't have to. You've prayed while others party. You've cried while others laugh. But now you lead, not by control, but by clarity, character, and call. You are the one God handpicked to carry your family out of Egypt into purpose. This role isn't always easy. It's often lonely, but it's whole. Heaven trusts you. You're not just gifted, you're graced, and as you walk boldly, even those who mocked you will follow. This is deliverance leadership, and you were born for. Silence is not safety, and guilt is not humility. God is calling you to speak with authority. There are conversations your family needs, and only you can stop. Fear has muzzled your mouth long. Guilt has kept you from owning your truth, but not anymore. When you speak, chains break. When you share, healing flows. When you confront, freedom begins. Your voice is the sword God uses to divide truth from tradition, healing from hiding. This isn't about being harsh, it's about being holy, bold, and obedient. God is giving you the words, you just need to release. Your silence has been protecting comfort zones, but your voice will birth clarity. Say what needs to be said. Write what needs to be written. Lead the hard conversations. This is the time. Speak now or delay destiny. God says, tell them now and watch the shift begin. This is a prophetic shift over your entire house. You are in the center of something eternal, something unshakable, something heaven-ordained. God is repositioning your family, and you are the. Don't play small. Don't wait for confirmation when God already gave the command. The shift is real, and your steps must be bold. Walk like it's already done. Pray like the chains are already broken. Speak like the heavens have already moved, because they have. Tell your family. Tell them with love, with urgency, with love. This is not a personal breakthrough, it's a family deliverance, and God chose you as the vessel. Walk boldly. Speak boldly. Live boldly, because when you move, your whole bloodline moves. You were labeled too early and too harshly. The black, the rebel, the too. But God is stepping in now to declare something louder than all the voices of yours. You are not who they said you were. You are who He says you are. Chosen, anointed, healed, and sent. Your family has functioned under false narratives for generations. Stories wrapped in shame, trauma, secrets, and brokenness have dictated your identity. But God is lifting the veil. The truth is this: you were born to be different because you were born to make it. The dysfunction was never your design. It was your battleground. As God rewrites your identity, He's also rebranding your family legacy. The lies they believed about themselves are being replaced with truth. You will no longer be defined by who hurt you, or what you lived. You are being renamed like Jacob to Israel, like Saul. The redefinition is the first step in the family's ration. When you accept who you really are, you give everyone connected to you permission to name. You break the curse of false identity with every step you take in authenticity. This is not just a healing of names, it's a healing. Your true identity is rising, and your family's transformation run it. You've been misunderstood your entire life, misread, misjudged, mislabeled. You were the one who always made things complicated, the one who knit in. But God says, your misfit was a mark of divine. And now, the very thing that made you the outcast will make you the cornerstone. When the vision is bigger than the room, people will try to shrink you. But you weren't born to be understood, you were born to be followed. Once the vision manifests, God has been developing secret, molding your heart while they mocked your passion. Now come round. Honor will find you. The same family members who doubted you will soon depend on you. They will come asking how you stayed faithful, how you knew what they couldn't see, and you won't gloat, you'll guide, because when God raises up the understood, it's not to shame others, it's to lead them into truth. You were never too much, they just had too little revelation. But now, the honor that skipped your childhood, the respect that bypassed your teen years, and the validation your soul longed for is coming in an overflowing measure, because when God honors, no one can reverse it. Culture isn't just what you say, it's how you live. For years, your family lived with a culture of silence, survival, secrecy, and struggle. But now, through you, God is building a new culture, one of honesty, holiness, emotional safety, and purpose. This is construction from the inside out. You're setting new standards. How conflict is handled, how children are spoken to, how money is stewarded, how holidays are celebrated. This is kingdom culture on earth, and God trusts you with the blueprint. You're building a home environment that can host the presence of God, not just impress people. Heaven can't dwell where dysfunction reigns. But when you create a space of love, accountability, and peace, angels are assigned to dwell there. Your house will be known as a place where prayers are answered, where trauma is healed, where destinies are discovered. That's not fantasy, that's faith in action. Generations will thank you for what you're building now. You may feel like you're swimming upstream, correcting traditions, offending elders, but stay faithful. You are constructing a culture that will outlive you, a holy inheritance that cannot be shaken. The spirit of comparison has been a silent killer in your bloodline. Who's the favorite? Who's more successful? Why can't you be more like them? But the Spirit of God says, enough. It ends now. You are not in competition with your family. You are in covenant with destiny. Comparison breeds jealousy, and jealousy turns into sabotage. That's why so many families can't build together, but you're different. You celebrate others without shrinking yourself, and because of that, God is using you to rewrite how love operates in your bloodline. You will teach your family that unity is not uniformity. Everyone doesn't have to look the same to be loved. There is room at the table for every calling, every style of greatness. No more silent sibling rivalry. No more emotional hierarchy. You're restoring the value of uniqueness. As the spirit breaks, you'll watch conversations shift. You'll hear more affirmations than accusations. You'll see tears turn to triumph as people begin to finally feel seen and loved, not competed with. A family that doesn't compete conquers together. Prophetic dreams have started to Your children are waking up with visions. Your siblings are having dreams they can't explain. Don't dismiss it. This is a divine download from heaven, and your family is the receiver. The language of dreams is being restored in your lineage. In the past, dreams were forgotten or your elders may have dismissed them, but God is returning them, and this time it won't be wasted. As you interpret, document, and honor what heaven is saying at night, you'll begin to unlock divine instructions for your entire house. Some of the answers you've been praying for are already in your dreams. Hidden strategy, warnings, confirmations, assignments. It's not fantasy, it's prophecy in picture. God is bypassing logic and delivering vision straight to your spirit and through your children. Start creating a dream culture in your home. A journal by the prayers before sleep, interpretation, conversations in the morning. As you honor the dreams, the prophetic gift will explode. And soon, your family won't just sleep, they'll encounter God in the night. God is not just blessing your spirit, He's expanding your mind. New ideas, creative blueprints, intellectual brilliance, it's all being unlocked within you and passed down your family line. This isn't just education, it's revelation for inner. God is giving your family divine intelligence to solve real problems. And the old narrative was that your family wasn't academic or just not business-minded. But God says you're not limited by earthly bloodlines, you're connected to heavenly strategy. As you walk in wisdom, study, invent, write, speak, and build. You are breaking the mental barriers that held your ancestors back. Innovation is becoming your family's identity. You will birth entrepreneurs, scientists, architects, coders, designers, problem solvers, and prophetic thinkers, no longer just laborers, now legacy makers. God is downloading solutions through your household that the world desperately needs. Don't minimize your ideas. They are keys to kingdom act. You were born to think. That wasn't a flaw, that was the plan. As you nurture divine thinking, your entire family structure shift. You will be known not just for faith, but for brilliance. For strategy that comes straight from heaven's boardroom. This is mental diligence. For too long, your family has lived under a cloud of heaviness, generations of grief, tension, survival mode, conversations, but God says, joy is returning, and not low. Fake laughter, but deep, soaring, healing, joy, the kind that brings tears, freedom, action. You will laugh again, not just as individuals, but as family gifts. Family dinners, spontaneous dancing in the living room. These moments will be sacred, because joy is warfare. Joy is proof that God's here. Laughter is breaking depression's grip, one smile at a time. Don't ignore the power of shared joy. It heals what words can't. It rebuilds. It opens. Some of your family's deepest healing will come not through a sermon, but through a shared laugh. This joy will be your new family, and it's starting with you. Let joy flood your house. Let it replace sarcasm, passive aggression, and generational irritability. Your family is going from trauma bonding to joy building. God is restoring not just your spirit, but your smile. And that joy will become the sound that echoes through generations. The old way taught you to hide your feelings. Stay strong. Don't talk about that. We don't cry here. But God is doing a new thing through you. He's making your home a safe space for truth, for vulnerability, for emotional honesty, because healing can't happen where masks live. You will raise children who know how to speak their heart without fear. Siblings who can admit when they're hurting. Parents who finally say, I'm sorry, and mean it. This kind of family transparency is rare, but you are building it. One hard conversation at a time. God is anointing your home with emotional safety. That means people are free to feel without fear of rejection, free to express anger without violence, free to confess weakness without being called a failure. This is holy emotional intelligence, and it's becoming part of your family's culture. As the silence breaks, so does the same. As the emotions rise, so does the healing. You will watch years of trauma dissolve in the warmth of one honest conversation. That's the power of being emotionally safe, and you're the one leading that revolution. Your family has lived on burnout, overwork, overthinking, never slowing down. Time has always been the enemy. There was never enough of it, and rest always felt like laziness. But God is correcting that rhythm through you. Your family will learn how to rest again and thrive. Sabbath is returning to your home, not just as a religious practice, but as a sacred rhythm. Naps will no longer feel guilty. Vacations will no longer feel impossible. Time will be stewarded, not feared. You are shifting the family from hustle culture to heaven's calendar. Productivity without peace is a curse. God is giving you strategies to show your family that rest is holy. It's not a reward, it's a requirement. The most powerful breakthroughs often come not from doing more, but from being still. God is using your rest as a prophetic act of resistance. As you slow down, you'll begin to see. Clarity will come. Creativity will come. Peace will flood your home. The constant rush will fade into stillness, and in that stillness, your family will finally breathe again. You are restoring the lost art of rest, and it's changing everything. This is the final word in this series. Love, not performance. Not fear, not perfection. Love, pure, unconditional healing, unwavering. God is declaring it over your house. This family will be known not by what they suffered, but by how they lived. Love will no longer be confused with control. Affection will no longer be used as a reward. God is teaching your family how to love from a healed place, with open hands, patient hearts, and generous spirit. This love will transform every room it touches. You'll notice more hugs, more honest words, more forgiveness without scorching. This isn't just emotional, it's spiritual, because God is love, and when love becomes your family's identity, it becomes a weapon against darkness, against pride, against division. This is the greatest prophet. Your family will be a house of love, a safe space for others, a refuge, a beacon. It started with you. It started with obedience. It started with surrender, and now it ends with, well done, my faithful one. Your family is forever changed. For generations, your family has lived under a heavy secrets, truths of emotions silenced, but no. You are the voice that ends the silence. What once stayed hidden under pain and shame is now being confronted with holy boldness and prophetic. You've been afraid to speak, because every time you did, someone was ahead. But God is showing you, your voice is not a problem, it's a divine one. When you speak, change. When you share your truth, lies lose their. You're not being divisive, you're bringing divine light to dark. The silence served survival, but it suffocated healing. As you rise and speak, whether through conversation, writing, music, or leadership, your entire family will feel the shift in spiritual atmosphere. Truth is a healing tool in your hands now, and your courage to speak will awaken voices that have stayed hidden for decades. You were never too loud, you were just too honest for a culture built on denial. But now, that honesty, and your voice will become the sound that redefines your bloodline's identity. No more tiptoeing, no more. God is turning you up for the healing of everyone connected. Your family has spent decades in survival mode, grinding, worrying, hustling, repeating patterns just to make it through. But God says, this is the era of vision. No more justing. Now you're creating. You're dreaming with boldness and living with intention.